Okay, masters, let us go into meditation. Please crossing your legs, clasping your hands, closing your eyes. Observe your normal, your natural, your tranquil breath. Breath, although very simple, and always our life. If you become aware of it. Every breath that is going into us is coming from nature, which is connected to everything. To everything it is connected. There is no limit to that connection. Where is our breath coming from? To what is it connected? To everything, to the whole universe. Our hand is connected to our body. It has some limitations, while our breath is connected to everything, no limits. And so it is immense. Breath is not just the oxygen that is going in and coming out. It is this immense connection of the nature that is going in with every single breath. It is the immense information that is going in with every breath. It's the immense energy that is going in, prana that is going in with every breath. Every time we are with the thoughts, we are reducing that inflow of immense energy flow, information flow, prana flow into ourselves. Every time we witness our breath, we just stay there, observing it. We open the doors greatly so that we receive, we let in the nature's energy to go into us. Never assume breath is just simple. Yes, it is simple. With no effort, it goes in and comes out. However, in that simplicity hides immensity. In simplicity, there is a greatness, immense greatness of information, of energy, of enlightenment. So, being with the breath is a great thing. Great, great thing. Although daily we come, daily we sit, every sitting, every single breath we become aware of. New things happen. New things of immense nature we are connecting to. Never think that this meditation is the same like all these days or years I have done. Yes, the process is the same, but the outcome is different. The breath is different. It's not the same breath that we have breathed a moment ago. It is different. It's a different information. It's a different energy. Be open for the newness. Like a kid, it's the same toy every time they play, but they play it as if it is new. It is the same breath, same process, but there is lot of newness. Everything is of newness with every single breath we observe. I've been meditating for so many days, for so many weeks, so many months, so many years. So this meditation is another day of that. No. When we observe, when we become aware how immense every single breath is, every single moment we are aware of that breath is a great journey, great new journey. So become one with your own natural breath. Every single breath going in is important to become aware of. The music is a reminder to become aware of our own breath. Just be with your breath. Last 1 minute. And slowly bring your awareness to your surroundings and to your physical body. Let us be grateful to everything, every experience, every situation that we have come across in our lives, every person we met in our life. Be grateful to nature for continuously taking care of us. Last 10 seconds. You may now slowly place your hands over your eyes. If anyone would like to stay back in meditative state as we go through the life journey of another guru, please choose so by staying back with your closed eyes. Others, kindly have some water. Masters, today, in the series of connecting to the life journeys of various masters, today we are going to listen about Sri Narayana Guru. Sri Narayana Guru was born to parents Madan Asan and Kuttiyamma on 26th August 1855 near Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. Narayana Guru did intense penance for 6 years in a cave in the Marthuvan Hills in Kanyakumari district, Tamil Nadu, and sustained himself mostly with berries and tubers and drank from the mountain brooks. He founded Narayana Gurukula in the year 1923, became the worldwide fraternity of contemplatives, Sri Narayana Dharma Sangam, registered in the year 1927, became the monastic order of Narayana Guru. This is in short about him. Let us go into more details. Narayana Guru was born in Kerala, the southernmost state of India. His parents, Madan Asan and Kuttiyamma, lived in a village near Trivandrum, the capital city of Kerala state. The family home of Narayana Guru was called Vayalvaram. He was born on the 26th of August 1855 and his parents called him Nanu, an abbreviated form of Narayana. Nanu's mother Kuttiyamma was a pious woman of gentle disposition. She gave birth to 2 daughters also. The Guru loved and respected his mother very much. However, he never allowed her sentiments to come in the way of his renunciation. He was born on Chatayam, the 3rd day of Onam, Kerala's sacred harvest festival. Nanu was a smart, handsome, and witty child who was very perceptive of all that was happening around him. Everybody felt forcefully drawn to him. Even as a child, he showed a tendency to teach and correct others. He saw elders placing fruits and sweets before the pictures of mythical gods. The little boy, Nanu, stealthily got into the sanctum and ate the sweets and fruits offered to the gods. When he was questioned, he simply said, "God will be pleased if I please myself." I repeat, God will be pleased if I please myself. He found the elders inconsistent in their moods. When an elderly person died, people became grief-stricken and cremated the body with much fuss and lamentation. After a couple of days, all were found in their usual merry mood. Seeing this, the young Nanu went away and sat in the woods nearby. When people found him and asked him why he left home, he said he was confused by the inconsistent behavior of his elders. He saw his parents and other elders observing untouchability. They were even afraid of becoming polluted by going near a working peasant. To break this taboo, little Nanu went and embraced the so-called untouchables and unapproachables and came home to touch and pollute his family members. Thus, he was a reformer of the society even from the start. Nanu was initiated into reading and writing by Kempalanti Pillai. He studied till the age of 10 in a one-teacher school. Afterwards, he was asked to tend the family's cattle. While his cows were grazing, he sat under some shady tree and composed hymns in praise of God. Nanu was no longer a child. He did not want to go through the traditional routine of studying one book after another and getting gradual promotions. His teacher allowed him to study as many books as he could. In 4 years, he completed his Sanskrit literature and Vedanta studies under Raman Pillai Asan. His peer group was of late teenagers and youth. Most of them were boisterous. Nanu was given a separate cottage to live in. He used his spare time to meditate and practice the discipline of yoga. He was especially drawn to the great Indian epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. He mastered these books. Whenever there was a heated discussion among his peers, he was asked to mediate and adjudicate. During those days, he had the first spiritual experience, which was the stepping stone to his enlightenment. Nanu fell ill and contracted a dangerous virus infection of his digestive system. This brought him back home. When he was cured, he started a one-teacher school of his own to teach Sanskrit in a coastal village called Azengo. From that time on, he was called Nanu Asan. Asan means teacher. Nanu Asan became more and more drawn away from home and social gatherings. He lived like a recluse. This frightened his parents, so they decided to marry him to one of his cousins. When he was told of this decision, he did not show any reaction. As he did not protest, they took it for granted that he gave his consent. A day was fixed for his wedding. He left his home the previous night. When he was not seen even at the time to go to the bride's home, his sister offered to go as Nanu Asan's proxy to marry the girl on her brother's behalf. After a few days, Nanu Asan returned home and his relatives presented the bride to him. She brought him a plate of bananas and a cup of boiled milk. He received the gift with the attitude of religious mendicant. He gave one of the bananas to her as a token to his blessings. Then he said, "Well, now there are enough people here to occupy all the rooms. It is not imperative that I should stay here. All are born with some purpose in their lives. I have mine and you have yours. Let me go to fulfill my role." I repeat, well, now there are enough people here to occupy all the rooms. It is not imperative that I should stay here. All are born with some purpose in their lives. I have mine and you have yours. Let me go to fulfill my role. With these words, he went out into the open. Once in a while, he came home to see his father and mother and sister. At that time, he spoke to his wife also with kind and gentle words. Once, when she had a bleeding nose, he even administered a herbal remedy by squeezing the juice of some leaves into her nostrils. The yoga lessons which Nanu Asan received from Ayyavu increased his thirst for realization. So he traveled from one place to another, seeking guidance and disciplining himself most intensely. This ultimately led him to do intense penance for 6 years. He found a cave in the Martuvan Hills, which is in the Ghat section of Kanyakumari district. He lived in this cave and sustained himself mostly with berries and tubers and drank from the mountain brooks. His solitary penance was very intense. During those days, he prayed to God, conceiving the Supreme to be Shiva. While he sat for hours in the same posture in the solitude of the cave, he was guarded by a cobra and a tiger. He lived mostly on mountain berries and leaves. He might have come at times to the foot of the hill to get food from the people who lived in a hamlet nearby. On one occasion, he was very hungry when he emerged from his samadhi. Total absorption. At that time, he saw a leper coming to him with a begging bowl. It contained fluffed rice. The leper offered it to him. Like intimate friends, they ate from the same bowl. The leper was not an apparition. He was an actual man. Why and how did he come there was a mystery. After partaking of the food, he bade farewell without either of them making any attempt to know each other. The last days of Nanu Asan in the Marutvan were very similar to the days of the enlightenment of Gautama Siddhartha. Siddhartha became awakened under the Bodhi tree of Gaya and became Gautama Buddha. Even so, Nanu Asan became enlightened in the cave of Marutvan and became Narayana Guru. The Guru speaks of his realization in his words in his Atmopadesha Shatakam, 100 verses of self-instruction. After his realization, he bade farewell to the cobra and the tiger who befriended him in the cave and became a recluse in a thick forest on the banks of the Nayar, a river in the South Kerala. He lived for some time in the woods without being detected by anyone. His sanctuary was a cave on the banks of the river Nayar. This place was called Aruvipuram. There was a forest conservator called Narayana Pillai. He had no children. He came to know of a Siddha Purusha, man of high attainment, living in the woods of Aruvipuram. With his aids, he made a trail to the Guru's caves. He sought Guru's blessing to have a child. Subsequently, a child was born to him. The Guru named the child Narayani Amma. The trail brought many people to the Guru. Some of them took the initiative to build an ashram for the Guru When people started coming regularly for his blessings, the Guru thought of giving them a new direction. He decided to give them a temple. Until then, temples were for the exclusive use of people of certain privileged communities. He wanted to have a common place of worship where all could come and offer their worship with no restriction of caste, sex, or religion. The installation of the temple at Arivippuram became a milestone in the history of India's spiritual emancipation. When a Nambudiri Kerala Brahmin expressed his anger and concern about such an act of sacrilege, the Guru simply remarked, I did not install any Nambudiri Shiva. God is neither a priest nor a peasant. He is in all. He is all. The news of this silent revolution echoed to the far-flung frontiers of India. Dr. P. Padmanabhan, the Darbar physician of the Maharaja of Mysore, on hearing about Sri Narayana Guru, came to Arvitpuram to seek the Guru's help in his campaign for establishing human rights. Dr. Padmanabhan changed the Arvitpuram Temple Worshippers Association into a corporate body to propagate the ideas of Sri Narayana Guru. Sri Narayana Dharma is the model of a Sangha, the congregation that came after the Lord Buddha. This corporation was called Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam. People with various kinds of talents were attracted to the Guru. They all worked as a single team with various chosen fields of function. The result was the ushering in of three parallel organizations with three different but complementary ideals. The Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam, founded in the year 1903, became biggest single corporation of Kerala to defend the natural and constitutional rights of all socially and economically depressed people of the state. Narayana Gurukula, founded in the year 1923, became a worldwide fraternity of contemplatives. It is the most articulating organ of the Guru's philosophy and humanist teachings. The Sri Narayana Dharma Sangam, registered in the year 1927, became the monastic order of Narayana Guru. The Sangam is the caretaker of most of the religious institutions sponsored or founded by Guru. Shivagiri Mutt is its headquarters. Narayana Guru later moved to Varkala and chose for his residence a neglected hill at the side of a canal. This place in due course developed into the site of the Sharada temple, and the Guru called his residence Shivagiri. Here he established an entirely new model of a temple for worship. Its architecture was simple and different. For the first time in India, a temple with windows and ventilation was devised. The Guru installed a deity which was traditionally symbolic and aesthetically perfect. The highest standards of hygiene were introduced to maintain the place as a model to other temples and temple worshippers. The opening of this temple was uniquely marked by the inspirational ceremony of guest poets offering their worship through the dedication of hymns in praise of the Mother Sharada. The Guru, biggest single corporation of Kerala, to defend the natural and constitutional rights of all socially and economically depressed people of the state. The Guru himself wrote Janani Navaratna Manjari, 9 gems in praise of the mother. When Shivagiri became crowded by pilgrims and young enthusiasts, he moved away, first to Tamil Nadu and then to Alvei. He stayed in the mutts and adinams in these places and helped his devotees and disciples in Tamil Nadu. The Shivagiri Mutt in Varkala, where he lived, was like a center of the new age to which social reformers, freedom fighters, educationalists, thinkers, writers, and socially persecuted people turned for guidance, light, and inspiration. The Guru took into his fold several people from the lowest stratum of society and gave them education and taught them a clean way of life. His method of fighting social malinices such as caste observance and segregation, was through taking positive measures like fostering socially healthy and dynamic people who were fearless and who could stand on their own feet, both financially and morally. He made the poorest of the poor self confident, self respecting, and industrious. For those who had been denied opportunities for over a millennium, he opened new temples to show them the light of life, new schools to make them articulate, and industrial houses to help them become dexterous. He created a new enlightened generation who could live without asking for, thinking of, or telling of caste. Narayan Guru was extempore in his writing. His works can be mainly divided into mystical hymns of inspired exaltation, simple teaching for the common folk, philosophical renditions for the elite, and translations. Vinayakastakam, Vasudevistakam, Guhastakam. So many books were written for popular instructions. Atmopadesha Shatakam, Advaita Deepika, Brahmavidya Panchakam, Municharya Panchakam, Arivu, and Darshanamala were written for serious students in philosophy. Towards the end of the year 1927, when his labors had come to a sort of finish, the Guru became unwell. His complaint was old age, which laid in its hands on him. There were with him several doctors, beside representatives of the various public and religious bodies that he had found from various parts of Travancore, Cochin, and Malabar. The time was early, and the Guru had a bad night's rest. He was resting seated on his bed and supporting himself erect with his now emaciated arms. His breathing was difficult, and he could not speak except in monosyllables. These, he said, meaning the sounds of his obstructed breaths, have come as resort. The people came to visit him and expected that, being superhuman as they believed him to be, he would not feel any pain when he was ill. As if to contradict this idea, the Guru was heard to cry like a child at every pain. While the crowd of villagers waited outside, they could hear the Guru's voice from inside murmuring like a distressed child, "O mother, O mother," again and again, conveying to them, through the tone in which it was uttered, a message that rang in their ears ever after, and containing the same attitude, the same essence of devotion and simplicity to which he had dedicated the rest of life. Suffering and bedridden as he was, he would argue the minutest details with his doctors and those who attended to him. He went to Halgat and traveled about 400 miles northeast to Madras, carried in stretchers and transported from place to place, from one doctor to another, from the care of one devotee who loved to keep him under his care to another. Then he came back to Travancore, from where a strong deputation had arrived to take him to Varkala. He arrived at Varkala for some time. The Guru seemed quite well. The radiant glow on his features had never disappeared. He still retained his good humor, and although he was weak in body, he never yielded or compromised. He regained a stage in which he took little walks on his own, and though highly emaciated, was still the same alert, radiant, and kind Guru. The 73rd birthday was celebrated by a select group of friends, representatives of different nations, in the beautiful city of Geneva. For the first time, Guru's message was proclaimed on the West. On the 20th September 1928, about a week after this event, the Guru entered Mahasamadhi, Varkala. So this is about this master, Narayana Guru, and the content we read was taken as a source from Narayana Guru, a brief biographical sketch by Nitya Chaitanya Yati, and Life and Teachings of Narayana Guru by Nataraj Guru. So it's wonderful journey all these great gurus have went through in those years, starting from lot of things he had shared. One is when he said, God will be pleased if I please myself. It's such a wonderful and powerful statement. He was able to say such things as a boy, little boy. Yeah. And then he always preached equanimity, equality among everyone. So he never appreciated seeing people differently. And then when he got married, the way he clearly mentioned, all are born with some purpose in their lives. I have mine and you have yours. Let me go to fulfill my role. And that he had stayed for 6 years in a cave doing his practices, including that he had, animal kingdom. So a tiger and a cobra, let's say, guarding him. So then all these, let's say, constructions of ashrams and various temples, ultimately bringing a newness, removing and eradicating differences that were existing of the past. So these are wonderful, what he had shared and what he had done through his life. So thank you, Masters. Thanks to Spiritual India team for bringing up these magazines, Gurus of India. If anyone would like to share anything, kindly go ahead and unmute yourself. You may use chat, or you may also choose to stay in silence. All is well. Yes, Rashmiji, please go ahead.
Yes, Ramji's beautiful meditation and journey of Sri Narayana Guru. I personally visited his birthplace, Vailvaram, Chambarandi. I visited Maritwamala, the cave. Maritwamala, the name is kind of a medicinal mountain. And there is another belief that Hanumanji bought this mountain for Lakshmana, Sanjeevani Boti. So it is in the Kanyakumari and Lanka is nearby. So this is the same mountain they say. Mala is mountain in Malayalam. Maritwa means medicine. So Maritwa Mala.
Okay.
So I climbed whole family. It was beautiful. The cave is called as Pillatadam. It's a small with rock, that cave, and I am a claustrophobic person, so it is inside, and wind is like very heavy wind during June, July, but and a small place, one can go inside, and it's like a one rock bed kind of a place, and you can creep and sit there. I was reluctant, whole family went, but slowly I went, and it was so peaceful. And Pujari was singing the hymn Daiva Dashagam. Daiva Dashagam is a 10-verse prayer which is not taking any name of our gods, mythical gods, but it is giving the gist of Upanishad. What whole Upanishad is telling is summarized in a 10-verse by Guru. So that Daiva Dashakam is translated into many languages, I think, and now it has entered into Guinness Book of Records. That's one thing. And then when he was doing penance in Maritwamala, there's a leaf, the juice of which solidifies after some time. When we went to Maritwamala, that ashram has shown us the leaf, and they took the juice, and within 5 minutes it becomes solid, and that was consumed by Sri Narayana Guru.
Oh, okay.
Right on that. And then Arvipuram, as you have told, that Shila he took from Neyar river, is called as Shankara Kuli. Kuli in the sense a hole. From that one Shila he took, and he stood there for around 3 hours meditating. And when Guru installed that, it seems it was such a brightness. All the people who were waiting, they didn't know when Guru went and when he finished the prayer. That much of brightness was there. And yeah, that's it. And then one of the main milestone is Tirthadanam. 2 bhaktas, I think Kutti Warrior or who's a script, and Govindan Ashan. They went and requested, like everybody has a pilgrimage. Tirthadanam is nothing but a pilgrimage.
Mhm.
So we should also have such kind of the thing. He said, Guru said, what would be the principle? So they were no, speechless, what to say. Then Guru only said, like in Buddha's thing, five shuddhi, cleanliness should be there before going to such pilgrimage. So body, mind, walk, and sharira, all this five Panchabhuti Shuddhi should be there. Then you take this 10 days Tirthadanam pilgrimage that is in Shivagiri, you know. So
Mhm.
December 31st, January 1st, when we celebrate New Year, as per Gregorian calendar, this period you all come here with Panchashuddhi and it should be based on eight pillars: education, then training, then small scale cottage industry, then spiritual talks, like that. Eight pillars are there. Based on that, this 10-day pilgrimage should be conducted. It seemed first when it was conducted, at that time when there was no internet or communication or transportation around, 20,000 people gathered, it seems. And he said, simple living. So, yellow color dress you can wear and come with this Panchashuddhi and attend all this. Shivagiri, every year people thronged this.
Wonderful. Wow. It's
And also, one more thing I want to add. Sri Narayana Guru met Ramana Maharshi also. Generally, Maharshis, they won't go to any place to visit. But it happened that Sri Narayana Guru's Shishya, they established an ashram near Madras that time. So it was at his disciples' wish, Guru said, okay, Ramana Maharshi's Tirunamalai is nearby. We can visit or via inaugurating this ashram. So he went and climbed at that time Skandashram. Yeah, he climbed there and Sri Ramana Maharshi was giving discourse inside and Sri Narayana Guru sat near a tree, under a tree. And they just had eye-to-eye contact. So there was no conversation. It all happened. The two Mahatmas, they had a talk through eyes.
mm,
So, was one incident. And as an offering, Sri Narayana Guru's disciples said, what can we do? We met Ramana Maharshi. So as an offering, then Sri Narayana Guru wrote Nivritti Panchangam as an offering to Ramana Maharshi. That's one.
wow, Rashmiji. Wonderful, wonderful. So you took the whole experience and the journey of Narayan Guru um, through your personal sharings to a different level, really
Yeah.
feeling more connected.
And yeah, I have a video just now. I mean, it was a lucky and coincidence. My husband just went to India, and there is a Sri Narayana Guru's big ashram temple in Navi Mumbai, Nerul. And it seems once in a year, Sri Narayana Guru's tooth is taken out for public, view. So he happened to visit and he could take darshan of Sri Narayana Guru's. Once he had a pain and one doctor he rectified his pain and took his tooth and kept with him. And the family generation, it passed on to next generation. And the latest generation is settled in Navi Mumbai, so they were keeping it. Then later on, they submitted to us.
Mhm.
Can I share the video if you all have time?
Yeah. Please go ahead. I had to give you the co-host. Yes. Yes, now you can share. We don't, Rashmiji, we don't
Can you
see.
see? Can
Uh,
I see?
we see the folder, but
Mhm.
not the
Okay.
video. So probably when you selected the share,
Mhm.
you can choose the desktop. Then
Can't
no,
see
not
now
even now.
also.
No.
Maybe later, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you can share it in the group. People
Yeah.
can.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, Rashmiji, for sharing all the journey and also this video that will come through you. So it all seems a nice synchronicity. Wonderful.
yes, truly synchronicity, Ram sir. I am preparing Sri Narayana Guru's journey to talk somewhere in Hindi, and it fall exactly near
Ah,
to yeah.
okay. That's even wonderful. We have been witnessing these episodes of synchronicity as we started these gurus of India. Many synchronicities we noticed. One such was when we were reading about, I think, Sri Aurobindo, or it was Meher Baba. So we read the article without knowing the day that we were reading was the same day when he left his physical body. So there were even other synchronicities like that, and similar to the one we witnessed today that you have shared, Rashmiji. So it's wonderful how things fall in place.
Absolutely, Ram sir.
Hmm. Anyone else, masters? And thanks for everyone who had written in the chat box. Yes, Madhvi?
Thank you so much, Ram. It was a wonderful meditation, also the wonderful sharing. And it's really, really good to know about all these gurus, actually. It is as though I'm traveling to these places, when you were explaining about these ashrams and temples and how he has managed to, to get the equality, because those days I can understand. Even today, sometimes I see that inequality in the caste system, and to bring that together, like the poverty and the rich together, how much he might have gone through. And yes, everybody has the purpose of the life. That's true completely. When we know about that, then I think it's a very blissful journey for each and every person. It's beautiful. And I learned it today. I didn't know about this guru before, but from the beginning till the end, adding the experiences of Reshmiji's, it's beautiful. The whole session, I came to know about one guru completely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhvi. Okay, friends. Then we end our session for today and we connect back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Germany time. Namaste.